Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're stopping by for the first time, this is Cetaphil Makeover, a Nigerian makeup artist based in Owerri. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I transformed this beautiful lady here. So right now I'm cleaning up her face using my face wipes. So next I'm using my Cetaphil face moisturizer to moisturize her face. So next I'm using my milk of magnesia to prime her face. I'm just gonna use my brush to apply it on her face. So moving on to foundation, I'm using Zikel foundation in the shade 015. I'm just gonna use my flat brush to apply it first on her face. So next I used my Kiss Beauty Fix Spray on her face. This would help me blend the foundation well. Then I went ahead using my beauty sponge to blend in the foundation. So moving on to contour, I'm using Mary Kay foundation in the shade 607 to contour her face. So to contour her nose, I'm using the same Mary Kay foundation in the shade 607 to contour her nose. So next, I'm using my Champion Creation Cream Blush to blush her cheeks. So next is to highlight her face. I'm using my Avour concealer in the shade A30 to highlight her face. So next, I'm using my beauty sponge to blend in the concealer on the highlighted area. So next, I'm using my Sasha Buttercup setting powder to set her face. So right now I'm going to powder her face using my Adventure powder palette. I'm just going to use my powder brush to powder her face. So next is to contour her nose. I'm using this shade from the same powder palette to contour her nose. So next I'm using this shade from the same powder palette to contour her face. So right now I'm going to be using my powder brush to dust out the excess powder underneath her eyes. So I use the same powder brush to blend the rest of her face. So right now I'm going to be using my Kiss Beauty Fix Spray to set her face. So I let her face dry a little, then I applied some setting powder to bake her face. So moving on to her brows, I'm using my spoolie brush to apply some brow balm on her brows just to lay the hair nicely. So I went ahead to outline her brows using my angled brush and my gel liner. So to highlight her brows, I'm using a slightly darker shade concealer to highlight the beginning of her brows. So to highlight her brow bone area, I used a lighter concealer. I used Avour concealer in the shade A20 to highlight her brow bone area. So I'm just going to highlight the other brows using the same method. So next, I used my blending brush to blend the concealer on the highlighted area. So I'm just going to use these two shades from the same powder palette to set the concealer on the highlighted area. So next, I'm just going to use my House of Tara eyeshadow primer to prime her lid. So I went back using my spoolie brush to brush her brows again. Then to highlight the top of her brows, I'm using the same concealer slightly darker than her skin to highlight the top of her brows. So moving on to eyeshadow, I'm using this light shade from the same powder palette. I'm just going to use my brush to apply it on her crease. So next, I'm using my deep wave eyeshadow palette. I'm using that brown shade there to apply on the outer corner of her lid. I'm just going to use my brush to blend it in. So next, I'm using this shade from the same deep wave eyeshadow palette. I'm just going to use my flat brush to apply it on her lid. So I went back using my eyeshadow blending brush to blend again to avoid any demarcation. So my client wanted something very subtle. I decided to add this light pigment on her lid just to make her lid pop. So next, I used my Karite gel liner, the black color, to line her lid. So for her waterline, I used the same gel liner to line her waterline. So moving on to mascara, I used Zaron mascara to darken her natural lashes. So next, I used this brown shade from the same eyeshadow palette to apply underneath her waterline. So I'm just going to use my powder brush to blend the rest of her face. So next, I applied some powder from the same palette. I'm just going to use my small blending brush to blend the areas underneath her eyes. So I went back using my contour brush to blend the contour area again. So right now I'm wearing her lashes from Voan lashes. So moving on to blush, I'm using my House of Tara blush palette to blush her cheeks. So I went back using my powder brush to blend the rest of her face. So next, I used my Kiss Beauty Fix Spray to set her face, and I let her face dry. Moving on to highlight, I used my maivels glue dust to highlight her face. So I went back using my powder brush to blend the highlighted area on her face. So moving on to her lip, I'm using this brown shade from Blossom Lip Palette to line her lip. So I'm using this peach shade in the middle just to brighten up her lip. So I'm using my brush to blend the lip. So right now I'm using my finger to press her lashes. Then I used my Zaron mascara on her lower lashes. So right now I'm using my Younger Beauty brow setting gel to lighten her brows. This would help give it a natural look. So I went back using my small blending brush to blend the areas underneath her eyes. Then I went ahead using my Kiss Beauty Fix Spray to spray her face for the last time. So I let her face dry a little, and this is the final look. My client wanted something very subtle. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. So if you did, please like my video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, turn on your post notification button. I love you guys, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys.